The Lions with Sunday off after the 23-20 Thanksgiving Day victory over the Chicago Bears. Plenty of pundits have chimed in on how poor the Bears' late-game decision-making was, and I agree, but let's start with this question. With all the injuries on the squad, how are the Lions getting ready for Thursday's divisional matchup against the Green Bay Packers? Here's some of that answer by going out and bringing in a slew of new faces. Linebacker Quan Alexander comes in from Denver's practice squad. Defensive lineman Jonah Williams from the Rams practice squad. Seattle practice squad Miles Adams. He played against the Lions back in Week 4 for Seattle. And former All-Pro Jamal Adams. He started 81 games in 8 seasons, but he's only played in 13 games over the last 3 years. Can head coach Dan Campbell get these guys up to speed? Well, his plan is to give the newcomers a crash course in what it's like here in the Motor City.
How can we make it so to where these guys, they're going to know exactly where to go, where to get lined up, and they can just cut it loose? And I think that's step number one. We don't entirely know. We have an idea what some of these guys can do, but yet we don't, you know. It's because they just got here, just walked in the building. And so, you know, you're kind of trying to work through that within a couple of days too. You know, where can we use them? But, you know, so I think you use the best judgment you can over what you know of the players, what you've seen most recently, where we're at, where we could use some help, and you know, and you let them go play.
All right, that brings us back to the round table. Pat and Stoney here. All right, let's talk about what Dan Campbell just said. Restocking the shelves with players. Obviously, Brad Holmes out there getting some work done over the last few days.
Look, every team has injuries,
right?
But the injuries that they've had on defense, it's just incredible, and it's going to catch up with them at some point. The guys that they got, yes, they have played in the NFL and have been good. You know, Muhammad had a good game the other day. Guys like that have been playing okay. But is it enough to actually win games against Green Bay and Buffalo coming up? I don't know. Like I said last week, they ain't going 16-1.
Well, that's true. And you know what? This is not the same Packers team, Pat, that they beat a couple weeks ago. The Packers have looked very good since Week 9 and the loss against the Lions.
Yeah, for a while there, it looked like the Lions were just absolutely the class of the NFC. Now you got the Eagles all of a sudden looking great. Saquon Barkley, it's worked out like a charm. They've been in reverse. And it is a little bit dangerous time here. Here's the thing. You got to get home field advantage.
Right.
Because if you do get that #1 seed, it's a lot easier path to the Super Bowl. You don't want to be playing in Green Bay or Philadelphia outdoors, you know, on grass.
Even though Campbell says the team is built for that kind of stuff.
Well, sure, they got to think that way. And they can still win those games, I'm not saying.
True.
But their chances obviously go up precipitously if they're playing at home.
And now here comes Jordan Love, Stoney. He's ready.
Well, he played great against the Lions the last time he was in Ford Field Thanksgiving. He's gotten a little better. He didn't play very well against them on Thanksgiving. The Packers, where they really improved in my mind, is defensively. They've been pretty good. They made some good acquisitions. And look, they're running the ball too, like the rest of the NFL, basically copying the Lions. You talked about the Eagles, Saquon Barkley having the great year. Josh Jacobs playing really well for the Packers. Now, the Lions are really good against the run. That's going to be paramount on Thursday night.
And we didn't mention Minnesota.
No, we didn't. But
somehow
we'll have their highlights in a bit.
Somehow they managed to sneak out a win again today.
It's unbelievable.
A lot of that was cowardly coaching by the Cardinals.
Another case of the coach strikes again, huh, Stoney?
Yeah,
you know how it goes. But yeah, you were right about Josh Jacobs. 5 touchdowns the last 3 games and 100+ yards from scrimmage. So he's getting it done. And they're also scoring in the red zone a little more than they were. So obviously the Lions are going to have to beware of what's going on. But
the cornerback spot too.
Yeah.
You know, with Davis, I wonder if maybe they'll take Robertson and put him on the outside and bring Branch down and try Adams deep or something. I don't know.
They might have to.
You know, I mean, something along those lines. But that would really be blowing out a couple tires to fix a couple tires type of thing.
Yeah, I'd like to keep some of those guys where they are in the positions that they are, where they're comfortable. Specifically, guys like Kirby Joseph. He's looking for the ball, it seems, every day. So we'll see what happens when the Lions take on the Packers on Thursday night right here at Ford Field. All right, got to toss to a quick break, guys. We'll talk college football on the other side. You're in touch with Sportsworks Sunday night.